Hello and welcome. I'm Tina McDermott of Tina's Joyful Kitchen, and my goal is to teach as many people in this world as possible to live a life that's healthy, vibrant, and free, and teach you how to find joy in the kitchen. Even if you don't know how to cook, even if you don't like to cook, how to cut a butternut squash. You ready? I'm going to show you how to cut a butternut squash because a lot of people always ask me how to do it. And you buy it, you could buy it frozen, you could buy it pre-chopped, and it's really not that difficult to cut up a butternut squash. So we're going to do that right now. You ready? Okay. This is the peeler that I like. I don't like the one with the handle this way. I like it like so. It's a fatter handle. I get a better grip on it. Hold your butternut squash. I always wash them first though. Just remember, always wash it because whatever's on the outside can still get to the inside. So make sure that it gets a good washing, even though you're not going to eat the skin. Yeah, you're not going to like to eat the skin of the butternut squash like the acorn squash or the delicata squash. Okay, there we go. Doesn't have to be pretty either. Doesn't have to be pretty. And if you get some on the floor, don't worry. Life is messy, just pick it up. Ooh, this one's a slippery one. Butternut squash actually gives a slippery film on your hands. And when I recruit my husband, when I make a big butternut squash pot of soup, I recruit him. He goes, I'm wearing my rubber gloves. I'm like, fine, wear your rubber gloves. I don't care. Doesn't bother me any. Why? Because life is messy. Just wash your hands. All right. I hope you're having fun. Hope you're having fun doing this. Here we go. Just give all of that right back to Mother Earth because she knows what to do with it. It's what I say every time. All right. Oops. I got some in the rosemary. Okay. We're going to chop the ends off because we don't want those ends. Ooh, this smells good. Kale is crisping up beautifully, 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 beautifully. Okay, get rid of the end pieces. There we go. It's round. It's going to be dangerous. Let's cut it in half. Let's get it to not be round, okay? Score it. Put your hand on top, flat hand, and press down, okay? Got that? This is still round. We still need to make this flat. Once again, score it, hand on the top. I have to be on my tippy toes for that one. All right, so now our round things are flat. Let's make this round thing flat-ish. And let's get the seeds scooped out of there. You can use whatever spoon you want, but the grapefruit spoon has these little ridges on it that makes it just a little easier to grip them out. If you don't have it, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Here we go. All right, sometimes it helps when you make some faces as you're trying to scoop all the seeds out. Butternut squash is a little denser, more dense than the delicata squash, so it just took a little bit more muscle power to get that out. No big deal. No big deal. So now our butternut squash, I'm going to cut it into strips. Oops. And then chop it this way. Same thing, if you wanted to roast this, just like you roasted the delicata squash, throw it all on the cooking tray, throw salt and pepper, olive oil, and roast it up. I'm not going to roast this today. What I am going to do with this, I just wanted to show you how to peel it, how to chop it. What I am going to do with this, I'm going to get a tray, put some parchment paper on it, put all of these little pieces of butternut squash on it, put it in the freezer for about an hour, take it out of the freezer, and then put them in a freezer baggie. So on a weeknight when I'm like, oh, I'm hungry and I didn't plan any meals, I'm going to go to the freezer. I'm going to take out my butternut squash cubes and I'm going to put them on a tray and I'm going to put them in the oven with salt and pepper and olive oil and roast them. Or put them in a pan like so, even frozen, and saute them up with a little bit of olive oil and garlic and some kale and make this salad from frozen, okay? Because you don't have to roast this, you could just cook it up in the cast iron skillet. Same thing with the delicata squash, you could do that as well. Okay, let's cut up the rest of this squash. More pieces hit the floor. Oh well, doesn't matter. I'll clean it up later. Okay, there we go. And you notice I'm not perfect on my pieces. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect on the pieces. Okay? You just have to make sure you get your fingers out of the way. Get your fingers out of the way as you're chopping. If you notice, I'm gripping my fingers most of the time. Tell you, I learned the hard way. I would cut myself and my husband would know exactly when I called his name, exactly what the tone of my voice meant. Exactly what it meant. There you go. There you go. That is how to cut up a butternut squash, one of my favorites.